Hello everybody, welcome back to your weekly dose of terrible content. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So usually what I do is I basically build something, you guys follow along, and then you just click off the video and do something that's more relevant. So instead of me making something because I'm completely out of any creative idea, we're actually going to have a little bit of story time here. So last weekend was the 4th of July weekend. And my friends and I decided, oh, you know what? White boy summer, let's go ahead and rent a beach mansion and have some fun, throw some parties, and swim in the ocean. And that was a great idea. We had a lot of fun. But some bad stuff happened, right? So, your boy was swimming in the ocean, right? Just having a great merry old time. I was completely wasted. It was like 2 p.m. or something. It was a really overcast day, and we were swimming in the Atlantic, right? So the Atlantic is kind of known for having some pretty bad rip currents. And basically what a rip current is basically you stand in the ocean kind of pulls you one way, it kind of pulls you laterally up until a point where it kind of just pulls you out to sea. And if you get pulled out to sea, you might just die, so I kind of wanted to avoid that at all possible. But it was extra bad that day because it was like a stormy day. It was kind of like raining slightly, but we had just rented this mansion, we paid a bunch of money for it. We were like, okay, we're going to have some fun here, and if we get in a rip current and die, then we're just going to have to live with that risk. So, thinking back on it, it was probably not really a smart decision to have, like, a bunch of drunk guys kind of, like, swimming in a really bad rip current water. But, we were young, we didn't care, we were too drunk to make a good decision. So, we were all, like, in this really heavy rip current. And also in the Atlantic, there's also these, like, giant things known as great white sharks, which are absolutely terrifying. They're just, like, this big shark with a lot of teeth, and like they eat seals and everything, but they're kind of stupid sometimes and kind of attack people because they can't really tell the difference, which I can't really tell the difference between a person and a seal half the time anyway, but you get the gist. So me and my friends were completely wasted, and we were just kind of throwing football around in the water. I think there was like 5 of us. Everyone else was like doing something better with their time, and my friend throws it to me, right? And I go to catch it and completely miss it. It's not because it was a badly thrown ball or anything. I just whiffed on it completely. And it goes behind me, right? And it starts getting sucked away. And I'm like, oh, there's a really bad rip current, right? I should go ahead and go grab this before it goes out to sea. Never once during all this was I like, oh, maybe this rip current could take me out to sea, right? I was just like, nah, I gotta get this football here, right? So, I swim over, I grab the football, I try to stand and realize I can't stand. So I'm like, okay, I gotta swim back. Right? And my friends were calling for me to throw the football back and everything. And I tried to do that, but I couldn't really do it. But then, out of nowhere, I feel something breathe on me, alright? And my first instincts were, oh no, a shark's about to attack me. It's just sniffing me before it decides to eat me. I was really drunk at this point, guys. I had like 10 shots at that point. I'm not even joking. I was completely and utterly wasted. And it was probably just like a plastic bag or something, kind of like underneath the water or something. Sharks don't really sniff you before they attack you. They just kind of attack you. But I didn't really think about this at the time. I was just like, oh no, something's attacking me. So I just start half swimming, half drowning my way back to shore, screaming the entire time something's gonna kill me, it's gonna eat me. I completely disregard the football. I think I just threw it in a random direction or something. And I'm somehow making my way to shore, and I eventually get there, and I get into knee-deep water. I'm like, okay, I survived whatever that was. I should probably warn my friends that, to look out because something might kill them. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a good friend. So I look over, I look over back, and I'm like, hey guys, something breathed on me. I'm getting out of the water, right? But then, right as all that happens, I get my face smacked by this giant ocean wave, because, it was a stormy day, some of the waves are quite a bit bigger than normal. And, I was only in knee-deep water, so I was like, okay, I probably won't get hit that bad, but man, it smacked me like a freight train, alright? I got put on my face so fast, man. Like 1 second I was looking at my friend saying, hey, there's a shark or something, to, oh my god, that's the ground, and why is my face covered with shells? I was at the point in the ocean where, it kind of goes from sand to shells, right? And I just landed my face completely into that, and it was extremely painful. And I was like, ow, this hurts, this hurts. What happened, right? I just completely forgot at this point that I nearly died from a shark or something. Or like a jellyfish or a plastic bag or something that just kind of nudged me or something. And while all this is happening, my friends are just going hysterical at my pain. And then the second wave hit. So my face is already kind of like, you know, submerged in shells. And then a wave hit me, and I just kind of like, you know, kind of like grind my face on the ground, kind of going into shore as these like these successive massive waves just keep hitting me, and it keeps getting worse and worse, and it was terrible. Like I was in so much pain, and everyone was just laughing at me. And then I finally stand up, and I'm like, I thought I was gonna just die on that point. Like I was in pain, but then I'm like, oh wait, there's a shark or something in the water. I should tell my friends that, you know, there's a shark in the water or something, and, you know, like swim to shore or something. But then I realized they were laughing at me for, like, you know, dying from waves and everything, so I just left them to die. And I'm like, hey guys, I'm going back to the house. I'm gonna go take a shower. And man, I felt so bad on the way back. I had this massive headache, and I didn't know what to do. So I just figured that, you know, taking a shower probably would make me feel better. So I get in the bathroom, right? And I start to get in the shower, but then I just realized I just dropped a million shells everywhere because they were on my face, they were all over my body, and I didn't really bother to, you know, to pick them up, like, you know, brush them off outside because I was just dead on the inside. So I didn't do that. So then I'm like, okay, I should probably pick up all these shells off the bathroom floor before someone else comes in and yells at me for leaving shells everywhere. So I tried to do that. But fun fact, cleaning up shells when you're completely wasted and just nearly died from the ocean is not really a good experience. And I basically got the floor even dirtier. So I just, you know, like, okay, I'm going to come back when I'm more sober and more alive and do this later, except I never did that. Someone just came and did it for me, which is God bless on them. But take a shower, and my ear starts hurting, right? And I'm like, why is my ear hurting? It's probably just because I just had a wave smack me in the face, and that should go away. So I wake up, so I kind of go to this next day, I start feeling better, I take some Tylenol and, like, you know, drink some orange juice, and I'm all good to go, right? And then I wake up the next day, and my ear still hasn't, like, popped, right? So when you're, like, in the water for a long time, it sometimes feels like your ear is pressurized, and then, like, you know, some water will kind of come out of it eventually, and you'll feel better after that. Well, I kind of had that feeling, but, like, you know, all day. So that was not fun, and I was in a lot of pain, but, you know, I was like, okay, I'm still on vacation, I'll just take some Advil, it'll be fine. So I took some Advil, drank a bunch of Fireball, and I felt great. In fact, I felt too great, because the next day I woke up with a hangover. And at that point, I'm like, okay, vacation's over, I gotta sober up, I gotta, like, get ready to drive and go home, but my ear still feels like it's in a lot of pain, so I'm like, okay, you know what, more Advil, now I gotta drive home. So I drove home, a lot of traffic, didn't really have to concentrate, thankfully. But, you know, I've got work the next day, right? Because, you know, this is just a vacation for the 4th of July, you know, we got that, you know, Monday off, but then we gotta go back to work on Tuesday. And so then Tuesday rolls around, and I wake up, and I have the worst headache in the world, and my ear still hasn't popped, and my ear's in so much pain. Like, I was considering calling in sick to work, because I was like, oh, I can't work under these conditions, I'm in a lot of pain. But then I realized I was hourly, and that was a dumb idea because I need money because I'm broke. So, you know, I trudged my way to work. I somehow survived the entire day. It was like the hardest thing I've ever done because, you know, I've got a headache, my ear is like ringing, it's in pain, and thankfully it was kind of a slow day, so I was like, okay, you know, I'm just going to Google my symptoms and try to figure out what's going on. So what I eventually found was, okay, there's this thing called swimmer's ear, where you basically get a fungus in your ear that kind of infects it and makes it all painful. And I figured, okay, that's probably what I have. I probably, you know, got a little screwed up from when that wave hit me and some fungus got in my ear. And I go buy some over-the-counter medicine, I use it for a couple days, and then I start feeling a little bit better. I still kind of have it a little bit, but I'm definitely improving, and I feel a bit better for sure. But I was planning, you know, to come home on Monday, make something that Tuesday, and then upload it on Wednesday. And obviously, when I was in that much pain, I was just like, that's not going to happen. So that's why your boy missed his, like, you know, weekly upload schedule or bi-weekly upload schedule. So now I'm just going to upload this on Sunday. and hope you guys forgive me for my gross incompetence of nearly dying in the ocean. And I hope this story reminds you guys to be completely, afraid of the ocean. It might hurt you at any given moment. The ocean's full of sharks and salt water and shells and, people. So I would just kind of like, avoid it at all costs. Not really worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys like story time, then maybe we can do this more often. And I guess I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Alright? Thank you guys and have a great night.